Guys, stop for a minute. Take a look at your wallet. Now, your wallet says a lot about you. I just want to ask, is it time for an upgrade? Our friends at Ridge are here to help you step up your wallet game. Their incredible wallet is light, sleek, and industrial. It doesn't fold or awkwardly bulge out of your back pocket. It slips into your front pocket. Ridge wallets hold up to 12 cards, plus all the cash that you need. You can choose from over 30 colors and styles. That includes carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It's the best wallet you can buy. You don't just have to take my word for it, because there's over 40,000 five-star reviews. I was skeptical at first, but once I tried it, I never went back to my old wallet, and I'm confident that you're going to love it too. But guess what? No pressure. Test it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back. You get a full refund. If you decide to keep it, and I really think you will, it comes with a lifetime warranty. Go to ridge.com/Chael or just click on the link below. That's going to get you 10% off plus free worldwide shipping and returns. Rakhmonov, what do you want to do, guys? Where do you want to put him? He went through Emil Magny. There's not a lot of men that can make that claim. He was never in trouble. He had his way. He finds a submission. Not to mention, he feinted that submission about 8 times before he went through it. I mean, you could have written it down on a piece of paper and held it up to the fence for Magny in his corner to read. Any clear that he was looking for a guillotine, particularly with the left arm in. I don't fault anybody. I mean it just to compliment Rakhmonov. You then have a very stoic approach. And if you were to look back over history, we have another guy that has that approach where he's half awake during the fight. He's half awake in the locker room. He's half awake in the warm-ups. He's half awake when the fight's going on and when it's over. His name's Fedor. And it's a very compelling approach to have somebody that is stoic, to have somebody that can either not have the emotions that you feel a person should have in that moment, or that can hide them well enough to make you believe that they don't possess the emotion. Either way, it's a very fascinating and a very rare thing. It would seem to me that the less Rakhmonov does speaking, the better. And we've had this tested just recently. I remember Daniel Cormier making this very claim as it pertained to Chimaev. Cormier was telling Chimaev, stay off of YouTube, stay off of the internet, remain mysterious. And you never know, right? You never know until they go and do the other side. But I fully understood what Daniel's point was as it pertained to Chimaev. Now, I think as we look back, we all realize that Chimaev had the personality. It was okay to break through that wall, and he's even more popular. But what about Rakhmonov? What about that same principle that Daniel was attempting to apply to Chimaev? What if we did apply it to Rakhmonov? I feel that it could be helpful. Rakhmonov called out Wonder Boy. Interesting. Why? I don't have that answer. I wish that he would have illustrated a little bit more. If I was to guess, Wonder Boy doesn't have an opponent right now. If I was to guess, Wonder Boy is pretty likely to agree. If I was to guess, Wonder Boy has a beautiful ranking. Okay. Is that the fight that we go with? And I will tell you guys until I'm blue in the face the importance of call-outs. And a lot of times you'll misinterpret it and think that it's trash talk. There was nothing trash-oriented on Rakhmonov. And there's nothing inducing trash that I ever attempt to speak to. But this is scientific to some degree. If you were to talk about a card that you anticipated, and you were to put that in rankings, I anticipated this more, and I put this more, and you were to put a number next to 12, and then you were to go look at the number of fights on the card, which is going to be 11, and then you look at how many of those fights involve a call-out. The cards that you anticipate more are going to have more of that ingredient known as a call-out. You're going to have other cards that you don't anticipate that much. And you want to talk about you're a fight fan, you want to talk about how great it is, and you want to talk about nobody should miss. I understand and I do appreciate that. But the one thing that those cards don't have in conjunction to the cards that you really want to see is the call-out. You just have matchups. And then you try to sell the sport, and it's in a cage, and it's something to do on a Saturday night. Like, that will get you to the next stop. But Rakhmonov calling out Wonder Boy. I'm curious what Wonder Boy's going to say. My guess is he's going to accept it. Wonder Boy's so damn nice, he might even ask, why? What did I do? Right? It could get really interesting. I don't know that Wonder Boy is coming off of a win. Off the top of my head, his last fight was Gilbert Burns, of which he didn't win. Did I miss one in there somewhere? But I don't believe that Wonder Boy's coming off a win. Rakhmonov has never been beaten. Why is he calling it Wonder Boy? Wonder Boy has never upset anybody. He's never offended anybody. He's never done anything right. Why Rakhmonov call him out? I don't have to have the answer to this, by the way. I want to see that match either way. I'm compelled and drawn to it either way. But there is something going on within the Ultimate Fighting Championship, that company specifically. There is something going on that I want to uncover because it will make me smarter and I'll learn something. I see colleges do this all the time, guys, where you're rebuilding. Coach comes in, big stars going out. You got MVPs, you got guys getting signed to the NFL, you got a guy that's up for the Heisman. You got them all in the same class. They go and they got to have this rebuilding phase. And the UFC is very strategically doing something along those lines. I'm not there. I don't have this figured out yet, but I'm scratching the surface. We have stars. Stipe Miocic comes to mind. George Masvidal comes to mind. Colby Covington comes to mind. Big stars within the sport. Where's Conor? What is Nate Diaz doing? Is Nick Diaz ever going to fight again? Big, massive stars that are sitting on the sideline. Meanwhile, we're having all these younger guys up and coming, showing their skills off, getting on television, telling their story, creating hype. Very easily, a new guy that isn't one of the stars, if you will break into that realm very easily. I don't think Rakhmonov going out, beating Agnew, doing it in such easy fashion, doing it in a co-main event, and by the way, having a call-out. I don't know that all of those perfect ingredients are enough to break in to the Diaz and the Masvidals and the Covingtons and the Jon Joneses of the world. I'm not proclaiming that it would, but if he did it 2 more times, if he did it 1 more time, it's very interesting. And the UFC isn't in any kind of a hurry to bring these really big names back in. They're in this building phase. There's something strategic about it. I don't know what it is. I'm close. I'm looking in the right direction. I would love your guys' feedback. I would love a little back and forth, see if we can figure out what's going on here. But we're all going to learn something about this business, about this sport, about this industry, if we can figure that out. There is some kind of a new process that's going on. And guys like Rakhmonov, who are very good and very impressive and working their way up the card. He's only 1 spot away, right? He's at the co-main event. He's 15-0. If I'm wrong, he's 16-0. There's only so much further that he can do. But to climb, one of the ingredients that he needs, a rung of that ladder, has to be a name fighter such as Wonder Boy. And your call-outs are so important that you get them. They're so important. If you call for somebody and you look weak, if you get absolutely no response, if you don't get the fight, but if you don't even get a response from the guy, if your voice is so small and so weak that the guy that you've called out doesn't even have to respond, nobody reaches out to him, nobody pressures him on social media, nobody calls him up, puts a microphone in front of his mouth. So what do you think of this? If you don't get that, it's very bad, because now you look weak. It's important that you look strong. Nobody has any strength in this business, but you can look like you have strength. You can look like something is your idea. I'll be curious where Wonder Boy goes. I don't know that anybody's ever called him out. 1, Wonder Boy's a super tricky fight, and 2, everybody likes him. I want to know why. Why Wonder Boy? Why would a guy on 15-fight win streak call out a guy who's not? What's on it? Why is it important to him? What do you guys think? Wonder Boy versus Rakhmonov. Do you like it?